Okay, so we have a chicken here that we've unwrapped. We've taken the paper towels that soaked up any water that came off of them in the backpack and threw them in the fire. That kept the backpack nice and clean with the plastic bag. We have it sitting on top of the empty egg crate. That actually, I shouldn't do that. Just realized that's where we're going to have to put the eggs when we're done. So we're going to put that there. Take that there. We're going to cut that apart. It's still frozen. And we're going to have to fit it in there and there, which means a couple of different runs. We've got a pretty good fire going. This was already boiling a minute ago, so I might be able to start with that pretty soon. Let's wipe the top of that off. Okay. I was trying to film the beginning of this process, but it turns out that my SD card was full. Another one of the things to learn about doing these videos. Okay. So we've got some anise. As you can see here, anise is a nice little seed that tastes a bit like licorice. It's good with meats and sweets like cookies and cakes. I've got some yogurt, which I'm not sure how I want to integrate that, but I kind of like to do that. I've got some top ramen that I might do a little small batch for breakfast. And we're going to take, whoop, what did I do? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Where'd my knife go? It's probably in my, yeah. And we're going to roll these eggs over so that they get evenly hard boiled. There's a little piece of it that's sitting above the water, so we want to make sure we do that. Let's put that back on there and get that to boil again. Now we want a rapid boil, and we want those eggs to sit in that water for a pretty fair amount of time, even after that, just to make sure. If they're a little bit overcooked, it's better than if they're undercooked in the backpack and for storage issues. Let's stuff that over there. Okay. So, while I have done a lot of fish butcher, I have not done a lot of chicken butcher. So we are going to have a little bit of a learning experience here. It's kind of one of the things you have to do when you're homeless, is you have to figure out a bunch of stuff that you didn't learn when you were younger. Why didn't we learn it when we were younger? Because our society changed. A lot of families stopped living on farms. Dads went off to work in factories. Moms went off to work in factories and in offices. And the kids didn't learn the lessons that the parents knew. I'm going to take this piece and cut through the joint there. I can do it with a dull knife without cutting myself. Actually, a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. Sharp knife cuts predictably. A dull knife will slip. Okay, so we're going to cut around that joint. We're going to break that. We're going to take this and we're going to throw that right on the grill. I'm going to take this drumstick here. That looks like a good spot. I'm going to cut that drumstick out. Hopefully get right into that joint. We got some people showing up. Not planned, but expected. little bit better view. Okay. And I'm not fussy. I'm not looking for presentation on this. I just want to get the meat separated nicely. As you can see, the water on those eggs is boiling again. So I'm going to move this small batch of eggs away from the heat. Just let it sit there. I'm going to take that, mash it. Okay, and I've moved those over a little bit. The wing I flipped. We're going to get to cutting this other chicken leg out. Chicken legs and wings we'll throw on the grill. Some of the other parts we'll throw in the hot water when we take the eggs out. Cat's still watching the geese and squirrels with rapt fascination. We got a wasp coming around looking at the meat. I'm not going to swat at him because I don't want him to sting me. He might actually end up in the fire anyway. Throw that there. Okay, got one more wing to go. Yep, see that wasp? He's really showing a lot of interest, but I'm trying really hard to ignore him because that little sucker, if I swat at him, he's liable to sting me. He's under the paper towel there. He really is interested in that meat, but he's not going to get very far. Come on, buddy. Come on. That's another thing you got to deal with being homeless. Insects, flies, wasps, mosquitoes, other critters that you'd just as soon deal without. I'm just kind of waving stuff around without being too aggressive. I don't want to be too aggressive with him because he'll, like I said, he'll get excited and sting me. The cat's trying to climb my leg. Okay, there we go. We got that separate. Put that on the grill. I'm running short on wood. As you can see, that fire burned down pretty low. Now, these eggs are ready for pulling off the fire. So in order to prevent burning myself, I'm going to take my hand that's all covered in chicken, and I'm going to use that to hold the napkin. Pull this hot water off the stove so it doesn't burn me, and then I can wipe my hand a little bit and throw that in the fire. Okay. We're also going to take that big can off temporarily. The handles are hot on these. Those springs are not quite enough to make it not hot. We're going to lower it down next to those coals. Just like that. Then we can take this, put it back over the heat. Take the knife, throw those paper towels in there, and roll these over where it's just coals. Kind of getting some grill mark look to it. Throw all that over there. Needs to be rolled over. Ouch. Now, the outside might not entirely be tasty with a little bit of char on it. Inside, when we get it done, should be good. We're going to take this. It's not working very well. Whoop. My clothes are smelling like smoke. My beard picking up the smoke. Got a little more flame. And the water is just now starting to boil in that big can. The other one boiled before I could even get the SD card that had room on it. And we are at 10 minutes, so I'm going to hit that button.